Right, I thought I'd take a video of this. Now, what happened was I took my bike down for the MOT and I couldn't notice it, but on their machine it said that the discs were pulsing, and I couldn't feel it on the disc at all. So what I was told was that the buttons were clogged up and maybe they weren't moving, and the discs are locked in and they're not floating on the buttons, so you have to clean them out. Well, what I've got an 8mm bolt, and it's about 2.5 inches long, and I've got 4 8mm nuts and 2 washers. It's quite simple actually. I've put the bolt through, and I'll tell you what, I'll do this bit first because I'm actually halfway through this one, and then I'll come back and I'll show you. Right, what I'm going to start with here is to show you the stuff that I'm using to get this job done. Oh, let me just bend around a bit. 8mm bolt, that's about 2.5 inches long, and there is 2 nuts on there, and they're locked solid, they're not going to move. Then I've got 2 washers and 2 more nuts that I'm going to lock together. These are 2 13mm spanners, some 3-in-1. This is WD-40 brake cleaner, and this is some muck off cleaner, and this is what you're going to need, and I'll show you where each piece goes as we go along. What we're going to do today is free up some of these bobbins. I got bobbins on here that are locked solid, and my disc is not floating. Because my disc is not floating, my brake lever is pulsing. I can't feel it. It does not pulsing that much, but I went down for the MOT, and on their machine it shows pulsing. So the guy said to me, if you leave it, what will happen is the discs will eventually warp. So you've got to get these bobbins freed off and hope the discs will free themselves up. So I've done this side. I've had about 4 or 5 goes with this camera to try and get this video right, and it's not been right in all the times I've been doing it. So each time I've actually done all the bobbins, so I've got to do the other side, and going to get the bike out and I'll show you what's the next stage is. Don't know if you
Yeah,
squat
go
down
on.
a bit.
No, I can't squat, but I can sit. It's alright, I got a picture.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Right, I'm here today to try and free off these buttons, as I've said before. Right, first of all, let's get a little bit of oil into this groove that's going to go into the button. Then, next thing, bolt in one side and the washer the other. Now put the other bolt in. Screw that up. And this one, let us just do that. Now I've already said before that these two nuts are locked in solid. So I've got to put the put the spanner at the back there to hold the inner nut while I tighten this up so it pinches it. Yeah, that's about it. Now hold this side, and the outer nut, which is going to lock the front one, you move the outer one, you don't move the bolt. What you've got to do is get to a stage where you've got enough compression to grip the button, but not enough so it distorts it. So let's see if I move it now. No, the button's not moving. So I have to just free the back nut off a bit, which I have done. Get the inner nut, put a bit more tension on that. Right, I've just seen it move. So now I've got to lock the back one. I've got to lock the outer nut onto the inner one, and it's done. Now, with all a bit of luck, this button should move. They are. You can see it's moving. And get a bit more oil in there. Now I've got to do at least one full revolution, at least. Oh, they are. It is now a lot easier from before. Before it was quite stiff. Now it's not. That button's moved. Now it's just a case of reverse the process, grip the outer nut, yep, that's moved, take that off. If you're anything like me, I've already done one side, and this washer, if this falls out of my hand, it tends to run across the concrete floor like miles away. Now I'm putting this string in for a very simple reason. The reason is that when I move the bike around to bring the next button up, and then carry on round, when this string comes round, I'll know that that button's been done, so I won't be doing the same button twice. Now if I'm going to get on the bike, roll the bike back so that this button comes up to this position, so I have the groove there, and we're in business, and we just repeat the process again.
Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, John's done it.
Right, the job's done. I did say before I've got some WD-40 brake cleaner, and I've got some muck off spray dry cleaner. I've not used these two yet. I did say you'd need them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave these with the oil in it for about 12-24 hours, something round about that kind of stage. And then tomorrow, when the oil has really softened up what muck's in there, I'm going to use these. First of all, spray it with this, and I may even then get the power washer out and power wash the buttons. And then when that's finished, use this to dry to make sure I've got all the oil out of the disc. Because one thing I don't want to do is get oil on the disc and get the brake pad contaminated. That's the reason I have bought these two.